Hi, this is Priya Parthasarathi. Welcome to another episode of Demystifying Digital. Digital is now a part of all our lives. We all use digital in various forms in our daily lives every day. But how many of us understand why we do what we do and how it is possible? To answer some of these questions is the purpose of this video series, Demystifying Digital. If you are a business owner and if you are employing people to help you with digital marketing, this series will help you understand the need for the various digital technologies so you can ask the right questions, get value for the money you spend on digital marketing. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content on Demystifying Digital. Today, we're going to be talking about Google. Why Google is so important, how it operates, why it is important for our websites to be Google friendly, and the concept of search engine optimization. I can confidently say that most people in the world today know about Google, heard its name, and most likely used it at least once in their lifetime. Google is the most popular search engine in the world, and we all use Google to find answers to very many questions that we have. It is estimated that Google handles about 3.5 million to 4 million searches per minute. That is about 200 million searches per hour, 5 billion searches per day, and over 2 trillion searches per year from users all over the world. These numbers are staggering, right? How does Google handle all of this? What is the special ingredient of Google that makes it so indispensable for our lives? To understand Google, let me give you an illustrative example. Say a student walks into a big library to look for some science project ideas for the school science fair. This girl walks into a library and she finds the library has floors and floors and rows and columns of books. The library has 300,000 books stacked all over the place. Now, how will she find ideas for her science project from this? One way is to go into the section marked science. But even in a library of that size, the science section might still have 68,000 books. How will she find what she is looking for? The next step that she could do is approach the librarian and ask for help. The librarian would first ask, what is the name of the author you're looking for? She doesn't know. What is the name of the title of the book you're looking for? The student doesn't know. Then she would ask, what kind of books are you looking for? At which time the student might reply, I'm looking for science project books. See, science project is a keyword. So the librarian might enter into their library system, catalog system, the keyword science project. Immediately the system might throw up, say 300 books, which talks about science project. Now we can continue refining this, right? We can make the keyword even more specific, say school science projects. Then that list might reduce to say 120 books. The librarian could print a list of all these books and give it to the girl to go and look for it. Now, how do you locate a book in a maze of in such a big library? The library has a reference system. So each book has been given a number. Armed with this list of 120 books and their number system, this girl could go and find those books from the library. This is what actually Google does. Google actually reads every website that is published around the world and keeps track of what is the content of each of this website. And when I have a question, when I go and search, look for a particular answer, Google recognizes the keywords in my query and it will go and pull me the websites that satisfy or looks like they could answer my query and gives me a list. Now, just like in a library, it is difficult for a student to go and read 120 books to find an answer. When you do a Google search and when you get a Google search result, it does have pages and pages and pages of website references. So what Google does better than the Dewey Decimal System is to actually classify the results based on how relevant it is for my query, and then makes it so easy for me to identify the website that gives the answer for my query. So I don't have to go through the 120 books. It would be enough for me to do only one or two, actually go through one or two websites and I will find my answers. So the library catalog system might have information about the name of the book, the author of the book, the name of the publisher of the book, some a short, maybe a description about the book and its contents. So the search has to rely on only these factors, and that is why the result is not so accurate. You could only maybe narrow it down to 100 books. Whereas on Google ranks or Google classifies websites based on so many factors in a website, and that is why the results are much more superior in terms of in terms of its ability to answer our questions specifically. Like we saw in our last video, website has a lot of information. Actually, on any website, if you actually right click and see, click on view page source, you will see, the back end of the website has these long series of codes. Now, this is what Google goes and reads. On any website, as soon as you launch a new website, if you enable it to be read by Google, Google does a routine job of scanning every website on a rotational basis. Maybe it will come and scan your website once in, say, a week or something. And then it indexes every piece of content that's on your website. So when somebody searches for some information, and if your website has an answer to that or has some information pertaining to that search, your website is shown as a result on Google. The reason Google is so successful is that it doesn't just index a site, it also ranks the site based on various qualifications that it has. Now, what are the factors that Google uses to rank a website? How easy is it for Google to scan the website? How fast does the website load? Is the website mobile friendly? That is, does it render well when people look at it on a mobile? Some websites don't load very well on mobile. Then links that the website has from other websites. When we were students, the most cited book for English grammar was Wren and Martin. Everybody would say, "Oh, consult Wren and Martin." So Wren and Martin actually names of the authors, and they had written a book on English grammar, and everybody would only reference Wren and Martin. You read any book, a reference to English grammar would be from Wren and Martin. So any book that has references, that is cited as a reference in so many other books, becomes an authority in that field, right? Same thing works for a website also. If so many other websites are referencing this website as the source for their information or for any other reason, this site becomes an authority in that content, in that particular area. So then Google takes note of that. Any website that has a lot of other websites sending traffic to it is seen as some kind of an authority. So then Google gives it a higher rank. Similarly, social media that gives references to this website. It could be their own, your own social media, or it could be other social media pages that is referencing your website. Again, they work like backlinks. They give you authority, and that is why that is given preference. So there are various factors, and Google takes all these factors into consideration in order to rank a website. The higher a website ranks for a particular keyword, the better chance it has of appearing in the first page of the Google results. And that is the holy grail of digital presence. If your website appears in the first page of Google results, that means a lot of people, whoever is searching for content based on the content that you publish, have a higher chance of finding your website. So the traffic to your website will increase. Lot more people will start coming to your website. Where when people search for a keyword and go click on a particular website that comes as a search result, that traffic is called organic traffic. That is, you have not spent any money in paying for any advertisement for getting people to your website. That is organic traffic. And the best way to ensure that you have a lot of organic traffic is to make your website Google friendly. In other words, you have to optimize your website for the search engine. In this case, Google. There are other search engines as well, Bing and a few others. They are popular but not as popular. So most websites are only optimized to be Google friendly. What does it mean to optimize? So optimization or a search engine optimization is the way your website ensures that it meets all the ranking criteria of Google. How many times have you clicked on the third page result in Google? Hardly, right? Mostly we end up finding the answer to our queries on the first page of the Google result. And that is why it is important for our website, if I'm a business owner, for my website to be optimized in such a way that it appears on the first page result of Google. But for what searches? What keywords, right? I can't optimize my website for all the keywords under the sun. I can only optimize my website for certain keywords. And how do I choose those keywords? It depends on what are the words that people use to search for a business of my kind, their location, because it wouldn't make sense for my business to appear as a search result for somebody. If I'm, say, a florist in selling carnations in Chennai, it wouldn't make sense for my shop to appear as a search result for somebody who's searching for flowers in New York. So I can optimize for, say, carnation flowers in Chennai, or buy best flowers in Chennai. So these are keywords that I can work with and ensure that if somebody is searching for these, searching with these words on Google, my shop appears as a suggestion on the first page of Google results. This is what search engine optimization is. Now, Google will also advise people who want to optimize their websites on what are the keywords that they can possibly optimize on. So there are various ways to optimize a website, and it's a very involved process that probably as a business owner you may not have either the capacity or the time to do those things for your website. It is best to hire a digital marketing agency who will do the right kind of search engine optimization for your website. I hope now you've understood a bit about how Google operates and why it is important for your website to be Google friendly and have search engine optimization done so that you can be found on the front page of Google search results. That is all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content on Demystifying Digital. I'll meet you again on another episode of Demystifying Digital. Take care. Bye bye.